What is happening, everybody? It is DW here, and I'm going to be bringing you a year in review. Now, what I'm going to try to do is go through and review every game from 2019 and give my thoughts on all of those. So let's get started. To start the series, I'm going to be bringing you the Rams versus Panthers Week 1. Let's throw out some stats here. Cam Newton with 25 of 38, 239 yards, no touchdowns and an interception. I gotta say, going back and watching this, Cam was horrible here. He made some good throws, but he made some really bad mistakes. Was very inconsistent. You could tell that he had just come off of surgery. He probably wasn't ready to get back out there. Moving down to rushing, you had McCaffrey, of course, with 19 rushes and 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was really the star, him and Malcolm Brown for the Rams. They really dominated this game the entire way. Going back to McCaffrey, he also led the team in receiving with 10 receptions for 81 yards. DJ Moore had 7 receptions for 76 yards. Greg Olsen had 4 receptions for 36 yards. And Curtis Samuel had 3 receptions for 32 yards. On the defensive side, you had Trey Boston and Shaq Thompson with 9 tackles apiece. Luke Kuechly with 8. Bradbury with an interception. And that's about it on the Panther side. On the Ram side, you had Jared Goff going 23 of 39, 186 yards for 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He did all he had to do to win here, really. Didn't make any horrible mistakes. But when you had 2 running backs dominate the whole game, your quarterback doesn't really have to do much, which really irritated me with Cam Newton and McCaffrey. Going to rushing for the Rams, Gurley had 14 carries for 97 yards. Malcolm Brown had 11 carries for 53 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Rams receiving, Robert Woods led that, 8 receptions for 70 yards. Cooper Kupp with 7 receptions for 46 yards. Brandon Cooks with 2 receptions for 39 yards, and Higbee with 4 receptions, 20 yards, and a touchdown. On the defensive side, you had Littleton with 14 total tackles, Johnson with 11, and those guys just ran away with it, really, especially Littleton. He dominated the defensive side of this game. He also had an interception, and that's about it for that. Now I'd like to go through some play-by-play, if you will. Carolina received the opening kickoff. They had a few good plays. McCaffrey yards early on. The next play, Newton throws over to the left side short. It's batted, and McCaffrey ended up chasing it down and catching it anyways, and got 5 yards on that. The following play after that, they go for a play action pass, but everybody ran to the opposite side of what Cam Newton was looking for, and they ended up losing 6 yards on that. On the 3rd and 11, Newton threw across to the right side, get a first down. Later on, they threw across the middle. DJ Moore caught it and started running off to the right side, and Littleton ended up punching it out and recovering the fumble to let the Rams have the ball. The Rams didn't really do anything impressive on this drive. They just got a couple of short little passes that got the first downs. They got sacked on third down a little bit down the field. They sent the punt team out there and got a delay of game. Ended up punting on that. The next drive for both teams ended up being 3 and outs. So on Carolina's third drive, there's a pass off to the left side to McCaffrey. He got a first down on that. And then they threw it across the middle to Olsen. He got a first down on that. That put them in field goal range. And Joey Sly went out there and attempted that field goal. It was no good. So the Rams got pretty good field position on that. The Rams got the ball to Robert Woods a lot here, and that was early and often, really. They ended up kicking a 49-yard field goal on that next drive. And then the Panthers got the ball back, got an offensive holding on first down, put them in a really bad spot. Then Cam Newton threw a backwards pass that was not caught. The Rams recovered that, and they were in the red zone immediately there. They capitalized on it and got a touchdown. Malcolm Brown ran one of his first 2 in. They kicked the ball back to the Panthers. McCaffrey got a good rush off to the right, another 10 plus yards. They got sacked on that second down on that next set of downs, lost 10 yards, and then they went out and threw the ball for 10 yards and punted the ball away. The Rams started with really bad field position on that 5th drive. They did end up getting a first down, but punting later in the drive. The Panthers went 3 and out, gave the ball right back to the Rams. They ran up the middle, first down. Everett for the Rams caught a nice juggling pass on third down to put them in first down. Then they ended up kicking a field goal, and that was good. Kicked the ball back to the Panthers, sacked on first down. Then McCaffrey ran for a 12 yards. First down. Cam was playing well right here, got the ball around, got them in field goal position to take it to halftime. Score at halftime was 13-3. Panthers came out and kicked the ball to the Rams to start the third quarter. They came right out and threw pass across the middle, put them on opponent's side of the field immediately. Then threw it across the middle again, 12 yards. Gurley ran off to the right side, good first down. The Rams were doing really good getting first downs all game. It's really a question to me how the Panthers stayed in this so long, especially at the end. They ended up kicking a field goal on that drive, gave it back to the Panthers. Newton passes to get some firsts, gets them down in the red zone, and McCaffrey runs it in. The Rams get the ball back at the 25. They get a quick first down. Then Carolina gets caught with a defensive pass interference and spots the ball at the 47. They get a couple of first downs in a row and then puts them in the red zone. Brown gets a touchdown again. Puts the Rams up 23-10 at this point. Then the Panthers came out and threw a couple of first downs, and then got into field goal range, kicked a field goal. Big play happened on the Rams' next drive. They started at the 25. They went 3 and out, but the punt was actually blocked, which gave the Panthers excellent field position. So on that next Panthers drive, they ended up getting a touchdown with McCaffrey running in his second of the day. Score at that point was 23-20. The Rams came out after that. They started well. A quick pass to Woods, 20 yards, easy first down. And then Jared Goff threw an interception to Bradbury. Put the Panthers at the 29-yard line. And they went 3 and out with it. It's really a shame. The Rams came back out. They got a 17-yard rush early on. And then they got a couple more first downs. And then Goff tossed a touchdown into Higbee, putting the score at 30-20. Next drive, Carolina threw an interception. Following that, the Rams went out and tried to kick a field goal, and that was no good. Panthers come out. They get a few first downs. McCaffrey ran up the middle for a big gain, put him really good field position. Then from the 1-yard line, Armah ran it up the middle for a touchdown, putting the score at 30-27. The Panthers did only have one timeout at this point, I believe, and so they really didn't have much they could do. Once Gurley got a first down, the Rams went straight into victory formation and clocked it out. So that puts the final score at 30-27. The Rams win a close one. This is their first real game since losing the Super Bowl. It wasn't pretty, but they did what they had to do. So the star of the game was Malcolm Brown, just for the winning side, of course. He carried the scoring load on his back this week. That's all I have for Panthers versus Rams week 1. The next episode coming out will probably be the Falcons versus Vikings week 1. And we'll keep it going with the NFC South for right now. Thanks to everyone for listening, and goodbye.